Colton Jennings Callahan. I go by CJ.
Show you the picture?
Sure.
This is Wilson Chevy.
That's him right there, officer.
Oh yeah, hold on to it.
Okay. It's very nice. Looks like the same guy.
When's the last time you seen yourself without tattoos?
Oh, it's been a while, probably 10 years. 10 years. But yeah, I just, when I look at these, like it's mind-blowing to me because, you know, the lifestyle I lived beforehand. And through the tattoo game, you know, I ran in with a rough crowd, you know, and like I said, during that time, I just really didn't care about myself, didn't care about anything in life, really. Got involved with a motorcycle club and, you know, just rode strong for, you know, 10 years and just, if I didn't care about myself, I didn't care about anyone else. And I honestly thought that was the life I was going to live for the rest of my life. I had club backing. I could do whatever I want. I mean, you know, I just didn't care. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be the most, I don't want to say ruthless, but at that time I just, I was separating myself from the normalcy of society that I had experienced my whole life. And that goes, like I said, with the career change and everything. It's just, I just totally wanted to remove everything that I could that resembled this person right here. And that was the only way I knew how. Guy I knew had a tattoo shop. I apprenticed under him at first because I like to draw, I like to paint. Started tattooing and just got into drugs, and like if we weren't tattooing, I was getting tattooed. Without going into a lot of detail because, you know, I've maybe only told this story maybe 5 times ever. I had a life-changing experience down the barrel of a gun, and I was zip tied. Everything that I had was taken, and I was an atheist at that time. You know, never believed in God, openly mocked God, and for whatever reason, you know, this guy took his mask off and, you know, had his gun, and you don't take your mask off unless you're gonna kill me. You know what I mean? You're letting me see, in that lifestyle, you're letting me see who you are, and I know what you're gonna do. And God strike me dead for whatever reason. I said a silent prayer. I just said, Jesus, if you're real, don't let this guy kill me. And I don't want to say it was like lightning, but it was quick. You know, he like took a step back, and I didn't do it auditory. I just said it, you know, a silent prayer. And, you know, he just stepped back, and he was like, the 2 guys he was with, you know, they were like, what's going on? You know, we got what we came for, we're gonna leave. And, you know, I hate to say that it changed me overnight, but honestly it did. You know, because I was not gonna continue to do what I was doing at that time. I honestly felt that, you know, if I'm a human that only has one life, you're not a cat. That was the closest I ever came. And I've had many brushes with death, but I mean, that right there to me, that was a wake-up call to me. And so today I say I'm a spiritual person. I don't say I'm religious. I believe in God. I don't believe in organized religion and going to church. I pray every day, and I believe that there's a higher power. And so after this episode, after this happened to me, I was like, okay, I have to change everything about my life. I started going to NA meetings, started going to AA meetings. My sponsor at the time, you know, he's like, you got to change your whole lifestyle. You know, if your career is based around, you know, getting fucked up and, you know, letting people come in and trade dope and guns for tattoos and stuff, you got to change everything about your lifestyle. And I've never went back to that. And not caring about yourself and not caring about who you hurt. The tattooing, still to this day, I don't tattoo. So when I was taught, or when it was suggested to me to change everything about your life, I mean, I totally changed. Like, I didn't talk to people that I knew for 10, 12, 13 years. You know, So he's pitching me the idea about, well, you used to be this, and now you're this. Maybe you should think about getting your tattoos taken off, and you're wanting to change your life. You don't want to be about that life no more. Come check it out. So I did. I commuted from Huntington Beach for about a month when I first walked in the doors of Homeboys, and it was a weird experience, because you see, well, it's mostly Latino based. I'll just say that, there's some African Americans, there's gangs from every part of LA and stuff, but I was the only club guy, you know what I mean? Only second white guy in like 5 years in Homeboys. They took a risk on me, and when I say Father G changed my life, and I told you that in person, not on camera, Father G changed my life, sure, that happened before I even got here, but it was a healing process that changed my life. Yeah, maybe God saved me, when that stuff happened, but Father G saved me in the aspect that he rebuilt a broken man spiritually, financially, emotionally, filled me with something I never had before, because I grew up in foster care. You know what I mean? Never knew my biological parents. So that caused me to drink and use drugs at an early age, they taught me things that, excuse me, how to not only love yourself, but love other people. And, I honestly don't think I ever had that anywhere. When you hear his stories of how he started Homeboy Industries and, how he started, he brokered gang peace treaties between rival gangs, by himself. Not no vice squad, not by himself, man. Just, by wanting to rebuild a community from the ground up. I get looks, like whiplash, like, whoa, my God, did you see that? Or whisper in someone's ear, or point and stare, get a lot of laughs. In all honesty, it doesn't faze me one bit. Because, I have done the tattoo removal process here. It's the worst pain that I've ever experienced, and I'm kind of taking a break from that because, it's pretty taxing, especially if you're working, and then you're doing tattoo removal too, you're just lagged at the end of the day. But I know, that as much as I hate to say I want to be this guy again, I don't want to be this guy no more. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the guy that I am inside. And, is that if this is me, say 18 months from now, or even 2 years from now, that this is going to be the guy you're going to see again, not this guy. Because in all honesty, I don't live that lifestyle anymore, and it's a drag, I mean, when I said, people stare and all that stuff, that's just a small tip of the iceberg. But a cop drives by, what I mean? They'll turn around. Like, I wear the Homeboys gear wherever I go, not just because I'm a goodwill ambassador for Homeboys, but, if I have it on, cops won't mess with you. We have a great rapport and working relationship, with LAPD and stuff like that. So I try to wear it at all times, but also, gang enemies and stuff like that. A lot of people, they just, like, I won't even say, and I haven't, I won't even say what motorcycle club I ran with. I mean? Some people, would know by some tattoos, but I don't live that lifestyle. So to me, I don't claim that anymore because I walked away from everything that I did in that span of time, and the people that I, rode with, people that I had their back and saved me from certain situations and certain things. But I let all that stuff go because, I had a life-changing experience, man. And like, I got pretty deep into it. And, I told you what happened, minimalism, what happened. But ever since, I was like, I'll never go back to that. How can you? How can you? To me, it's not about dollars and cents. It's not about materialistic stuff. I'm barely making above minimum wage, but you know what? I'm the happiest I've ever been. And, I'm back from rehab, again, and I've come to terms, you know, I can't drink. Why did I drink in the past? Because, you know, I was in the service and, you know, did bad things. I was in a motorcycle club, did bad things, had bad things happen to me. You know, grew up in foster care. You know what? That happened in the past. We're in the present and we're building a future for tomorrow, you know? So you can't use yesterday's excuses of how you're gonna run your life, you know? So I'm sober for today, and I know I can't never drink again. I can't never pick up a drug again. All I can do is rebuild my life and help other people change their lives.